I will give you 5 tips to write an exceptional resume so you can land your dream job in the data science field. If you want to know what to put on your resume to stand out, pay attention. I led a data science team for 4.5 years, and I served as a hiring manager for a few roles, and I went through hundreds of resumes for each position. I will share with you what hiring managers are looking for as they comb through the applicant pool. Stick around until the end because tip 5 often gets overlooked. In data science, your resume needs to be short and to the point, and its structure and formatting need to be clear. Hiring managers will spend only a few seconds to decide if your application goes to the shortlist or to the trash bin, so make sure they can understand your resume at a glance. If you are an early career data scientist, your resume should be 1 page long. If you have 5 or more years of experience and you have multiple jobs under your belt, then you could write a 2-page resume. Your resume should have perfect English. There should be absolutely no typos and grammatical errors in it. Typos and errors tell the manager that you are sloppy. If you don't even take the time to fix your resume, it signals to them that you are not really interested in the job. So many resumes arrive error-free, so why should they waste time on one that is not? Stay clear of flashy graphics indicating your skill levels. These graphics are usually more distractive than informative, and it's also very difficult to accurately self-assess your own skills. Trust me, hiring managers will be able to deduce your skill level based on the information that you provide. Which brings us to tip number 2. A common mistake is that applicants don't describe the impact of their work. They might write things like, I created a dashboard, or I trained supervised machine learning models, or I designed a new database management system. But the question that comes to my mind when I read such a bullet point is, how did that improve the company, and what was the impact of your work? It is best if the impact can be described with some business metrics. For example, maybe your dashboard is viewed by dozens of people within the company each week to make better data-driven decisions. Describe what those decisions are and how it helped the company. Maybe the company had a classification model with a 92% accuracy, and you managed to improve that to 95%. That's significant, and it should be clearly stated on your resume. However, you should also describe how that 3% improvement translates into business metrics. For example, if you work in healthcare and you develop some sort of disease detection model, figure out how 3% increase in accuracy translates to patient survival rate. If you work in marketing, figure out how 3% increase in ad click-through rate translates to revenue. As a hiring manager, I care a lot whether you understand and know how to measure the impact of your work. So if it is not immediately clear to you how the company benefits from your work, discuss it with your manager. If you feel that your metrics are not very impressive, you should still put them on your resume. Hiring managers care much more about the thought you put into identifying a good metric and measuring it than the actual value. Tips 2 and 3 go hand in hand. Are you a detail-oriented team player who simply thrives in a fast-paced environment? Are you dedicated to exceeding both personal and company goals? Does your proactive approach and results-driven attitude make you an ideal fit for any organization looking to elevate their operations to the next level? No. Just no. If a statement in your resume is not about your soft or hard skills, the tools and methods you use, or the results you delivered, don't include it. Unsubstantiated fluff like that will only hurt your chances of getting shortlisted. What often surprises early career data scientists is that hiring managers care much less about your grades than you might think. Of course, you should have decent grades. But the reality is that your experiences during internships, volunteering, and other extracurricular activities are a much better indicator of your ability to do the job. Consider this from the hiring manager's perspective. You will not be solving homework assignments and taking exams on the job, right? So place your experiences at the top of your resume, not your education. Most people list them in historical order, but it is much better to list them based on how relevant they are to the job that you are applying for. For example, let's assume you apply for a job in finance. If you have 2 internships under your belt, one with a biomedical researcher and another one with a financial institution, you should place the second one at the top of your resume, even if it was not the most recent one. Why? Because the hiring manager for the finance job is not interested in your biomedical research experience. It is not relevant to them. But you must ensure that they notice your finance experience. And the way to do that is to place it at the top of your resume. Grades are important when you apply for your first job because you might have very limited relevant experience. Even then, I would still suggest to place any internships or relevant projects at the top of your resume. But once you apply for your second or third job, grades are not as important anymore. This might be the most important tip of them all. Most people just create one resume and submit it to hundreds of postings using Easy Apply. But the chances of landing a job with this strategy are slim. Focus on quality rather than quantity. If you are genuinely interested in a job, you should tailor your resume to it. This might sound like a lot of work, but it's actually not that bad once you know what you are aiming for. Chances are you are not applying for all the jobs out there, right? Rather, you want to work in one specific field like finance, banking, or healthcare, and you are interested in one specific role like data analyst, data scientist, or machine learning engineer. Once you know your focus, it's not that difficult to tailor a baseline resume to one specific job ad that you want to apply for. Here is how you do it. Copy the job ad into a document and highlight the key phrases such as the skills and the experiences the company is looking for. Then go through your resume and incorporate as many key phrases as you can, word by word. That's it. Your resume should be laser focused on the job. This is important because the hiring manager will spend only a few seconds on your resume, so you need to make the decision as easy as possible for them. Here's a pro tip for you. Carefully document your job search. Ideally, you should have a spreadsheet that contains links to the jobs that you have applied for. Collect information such as the company name, company location, whether the position is in person, hybrid, or remote, and anything else that you might find useful. Note where the submitted resume is located on your laptop and also maintain a status column with categories such as applied, rejected, interview ongoing, offer received, and offer accepted. If you get an interview, write down everything that happened immediately afterwards. Write down all the questions you were asked, your answers. Write down the questions you asked and the responses you received. This not only helps you to reflect, but you will also build a rich dataset of interview questions for future reference. Check out my previous video to see what else you can do to improve your chances of landing a great job.